This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Inter-American Development Bank consultation meeting now into day 2 on Grand Bahama. During a special luncheon, the Minister of Tourism spoke to the importance of the industry to this country and how unity among Caribbean nations can help to promote trade, connectivity, airlift, and jobs. The Bahamian tourism success story was relayed during the Inter-American Development Bank's luncheon by the Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Obi Welshcombe. Welshcombe outlined the struggles within the tourism sector and how the last 2 years on Grand Bahama, airlift numbers have grown with Sunwing and occupancy levels have increased. The minister says the tourism sector is one that the country must see as unique.
That has caused our country, multiple islands that we have. We've been able to develop more than 150 schools. We have 96 clinics, and we ensure that more than 50,000 students are attending school each year that the government is responsible for. But it's been driven by tourism. Tourism has been responsible for the GDP growth of our country, more than 50% of it, and more than 60% of the employment numbers are in tourism. And that is because we figured years ago that it can work. People want to come to destinations. The World Travel Tourism Organization will tell you today that tourism is the #1 industry in the world.
He notes that the Caribbean may be small but is large in numbers, adding that more can be done if all come together. Welshcombe says his hope is for greater involvement in the Caribbean.
I'd like to see Caribbean Tourism Organization having greater representation. In fact, if we can get on the agenda of the CARICOM meetings, that would be beneficial. Because even though we talk about the tourism growth and development, the truth is in the CARICOM community itself, it's very difficult to get on the leader's agenda. And we have to, because notwithstanding all that we've heard in the past, the truth is the tourism industry has worked. And we have seen what's happened to other industries in the Caribbean. But the tourism industry has been a staple. It's shown growth and it's shown development in the respective islands.
And while he believes that we may be heading in the right direction, he says more can be done.
More can be done if the IDB itself accepts that tourism is a viable industry, that it can be used as the catapult for growth and development throughout the Caribbean. And if our people in the region understands and have a greater appreciation that this industry promises that much more, then I believe we'll have a greater Caribbean.
The minister adds that while there may be some challenges, the unity of Caribbean countries can spell success for all.
If you look at what's hurting the region right now, marketing dollars hurt the region. If you look at airlift, we need more airlift in the region. And of course, in some countries, we need more inventory. The Bahamas has inventory, but we want to build more. Jamaica has a great amount of inventory, and we're very proud of the work that Jamaica does. But when you think of the region as one. Don't think of the region as separate. Think of the region as one. We can work together, we can achieve more if the region works more closely. If we can get the region as a part of the tourism platform, and if it sits prominently with the IDB and other organizations, I believe that we can achieve much more.
Now, the conference wrapped up tonight with a cultural program at the Grand Lucine Resort. In other news, more Bahamians are being invited to pursue careers in the cruise industry. Come Monday, the convention center of the Grand Lucine Resort will be the venue for a job fair for those interested in the cruise industry. The fair will open at 9 a.m., sponsored by the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Labor, and the Grand Bahama Island Tourism Board. The job fair is a Tourism Development Corporation initiative and will be coordinated by the Shipmate Limited Crewing Agency for persons who would like to work at sea on a cruise ship for 6 months. According to the Tourism Development Corporation, the recruitment drive will be undertaken in accordance with an agreement between Paradise Cruise Line and the Bahamian government. The new grand celebration has committed to employ 300 suitable qualified Bahamians. Shipmate Limited is now recruiting for the following positions: retail staff, cabin attendants, hotel stewards, bell attendants, laundry staff, pool attendants, entry-level cooks and kitchen personnel, junior waiters, bar servers, licensed and unlicensed officers, etc. Now, the National Training Agency Executive Director Agatha Marcel said successful applicants will undergo required seafarers training that will qualify them for employment within the international cruise industry. Applicants are required to take an up-to-date resume, National Insurance Bureau card, police record, passport, relevant job skills certificate, and 2 letters of references. In other news, the saga at the Bahamas Telecommunications Company continues. This in the wake of a reported sick-out at BTC on Thursday, as 150 employees are set to join the unemployment line. A government minister speaking with ZNS News about the controversial issue. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
In the wake of a reported sick-out at BTC on Thursday, Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Obi Wolshcom, is weighing in on the pending layoffs of some 150 employees at the telecommunications company.
I think it's a lesson learned. I think that we're going to learn a lot of things from this latest incident, simply because when the deal was cut, it was a bad deal, and you did not take care of the people. We as a government must learn now that when you're making decisions, make decisions not only for the day but for the future. And those decisions, obviously, we're always a part of, because the bottom line for them is the bottom line.
Minister Wolshcom noted what must be the next course of action.
But our job now must go and find opportunities for those people and sit and talk with BTC and others to ensure that our people are no longer pushed and thrown under the bus.
ZNS News then put this question to the Member of Parliament for West End and Bimini. Government corporation now, they have controlling shares in BTC, and now we're having a layoff within a government corporation. What does that say?
That tells you that you've got to go and talk to the people, and tells you that before those decisions are made, we have to sit with them in the future and ensure that they don't arrive at those decisions without our compliance, and when they do, ensure that the people are benefiting and understanding what's going on, so that they won't be left not knowing what's going to happen to their future.
As the country prepares to witness a break in the telecommunications monopoly and welcome new players within that industry, Minister Wolshcom sounded this morning.
We've got to come in and respect the traditions of our country, respect the people of our country, and don't come to our country benefiting from our country and then our people getting nothing out of the deal.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Well, immigration officers charging a man with breaching the Immigration Act and overstaying. Michael Stapleton appeared in court number 2 before Magistrate Charlton Smith, but the matter was adjourned to March 9th. He was represented by attorney Kerry Leonard. Meantime, Stapleton remains on remand for another matter, making threats of death by writing against immigration officers. Now, that case is expected to resume on April 9th before Magistrate Debbie Ferguson. And police are investigating a stabbing incident that has left 3 with injuries. Reports say they received reports around 2 a.m. this morning that 3 males ages 31, 25, and 19 were at the hospital suffering from stab wounds about the body. Reports are that the victims were involved in an altercation with each other at a local nightclub in the 8 Mile Walk area. They were transported to hospital by a private vehicle, and their injuries are said to not be life-threatening. Also, police in Grand Bahama are investigating a traffic fatality that has left a 64-year-old man dead. The businessman and resident of Boodle Bay was driving a 2001 Gold Buick Century on Queens Highway West when he reportedly lost control of the vehicle. Our news team spoke with ASP Kenwood Taylor, who provided additional details on this latest traffic accident.
At approximately 5 p.m. yesterday evening, a traffic fatality happened on Queens Highway in proximity of the Pelican Lake area. A single car accident where the lone driver drove off the side of the road, losing control of the vehicle, and ran into some trees. This vehicle overturned. The driver was then ejected. He was in critical condition. EMS was contacted. He succumbed at 7 p.m. later that afternoon.
Now, this is the second fatal incident to occur in West Grand Bahama this week. Around noon on Wednesday, a pedestrian 53-year-old Fletcher Minnis of Jonestown 8 Mile Walk was struck by an Infiniti Jeep. He died on the scene. The female driver of the vehicle involved was not injured, but police are now sending a strong message to the general public, especially those traversing the streets of Grand Bahama, to drive within the speed limit and to drive with care and attention.
In the past 24 hours, the Grand Bahama District has seen 2 traffic fatalities. And so we'd like to utilize this opportunity to sensitize members of the public to drive with care and attention, to drive within the required speed limit, and to not utilize smartphones, cell phones, while they are driving and operating a motor vehicle.
Well, as the government moves to fulfill its mandate to advance its social agenda through one of its leading agencies, it is about to invest thousands of dollars to restore hope and dignity to families in dire need. One such family is in West Grand Bahama. Leading the way is the nation's chief executive. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
It is an area of Hebron Town, 8 Mile Rock, that mirrors the level of social degradation that still exists in 2015. A world void of running water, indoor plumbing, and basic necessities. Now the cries of a 32-member family finally being answered, the government agency answering the call for help, Urban Renewal 2.0. Deputy Director on Grand Bahama, Michelle Reckley.
Several years ago, after hurricane, the Prime Minister walked through this area, and he had promised his family that he would see to it that their homes are repaired and that they can live in a comfortable way of life. And today I am so happy to say we are here to bring some help, we're here to bring hope and certainly relief. Of course, they will be repairing all the roofs in the yard, as you can see, and most important, they're going to be able to have, after work is done, they will be able to have proper running water, proper bathroom facilities that they can use, because none of the houses in this area have them right now.
That was on Wednesday. On Thursday, not only were work crews out in full force as the restoration process began, but residents got the shock of their lives. The Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, while on Grand Bahama, led a delegation to personally deliver the government's message of hope and support for the families. A message, he says, that must resonate not only in the halls of Parliament, but in this and other socially deprived areas throughout the country.
This afternoon, a very sobering experience for me to see still the conditions as they exist being improved, and to know that a dramatic improvement will take place in the environs of this particular yard. And I feel very good about Urban Renewal. It reinforces my view of it. It's going to come up for public debate soon in the House of Assembly, where a lot of negatives will be thrown at it. But I'm now even more emboldened by the reality that I've just experienced. That is, that there are Bahamians who live in substandard conditions, and that Urban Renewal is in a position to bring about significant relief, and where children would not be able to live in despair, but live in hope. And that's what my colleagues and I experienced today in coming here.
It was a visit to the impoverished area that moved some government officials to tears. The Prime Minister commended the individual whom he says continues to defy many odds to meet the dire needs of others.
Michelle Reckley, Mrs. Reckley, it's been a wonderful experience for me to come here and to see that I made a promise, and the work you're doing is in fulfillment of that promise. And I just want to be able to encourage you by saying that whatever the naysayers represent in your life, you keep on pushing forward, keep on moving, because what you're doing is you're dramatically impacting the lives of young children who are subjected to an environment that they should not be living in. And even the country doesn't have all of the resources at one time to be able to address these issues. But what you have now reminded me of is that our obligation rests with the people of this country, and we must direct our concerns to the people of this country, ensuring that we do what we said we would do for them.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
It's definitely not beach weather outside. If you don't have a space heater in your home, then you're definitely feeling the cold. You need to head to Dolly Madison Home Center to check out their selection of affordable space heaters for times like these. Starting at as little as $39.99. You might even want to get more than one. So if you're feeling just a little too cold, head to Dolly Madison and get yourself an affordable space heater, or 2 or 3, to warm up your home until beach weather returns. We'll see you at the store.
Welcome to Jags. Let me see what kind of prices y'all can get me today.
You're going to the right place. Here at Jags, we don't charge any booking fees or agency fees. We definitely guarantee the lowest price on Belair Fast Ferry, Bahamas Celebration, cars, and hotels.
Say what? That means Jags can save me some money today?
Yes, ma'am. Our duty is to ensure that our customers receive the most affordable prices possible.
Book now and save at Jags International, located on Queens Highway, 351-5244.
At Insurance Management Bahamas Limited, you will find a clean environment and friendly staff with smiling faces. They offer commercial insurance for property and casualty, marine and aviation insurance for hull and cargo, homeowners insurance, building contents and personal effects, automobile insurance for private and commercial, life insurance for group and individual, medical insurance for group and individual, pension investments for groups, personal accident and disability for group and individual, and they have a convenient drive-through. For all your insurance needs, Insurance Management Bahamas Limited, located at the Insurance Management Building, Pioneers Way, Freeport. Phone 350-3500.
Nobody does it better!
This portion of the news is brought to you by Pollo Tropical, heart-healthy grilled salmon served with brown rice, green beans, and pepper blend. Pollo Tropical, life's better under the palm.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A nonprofit youth organization is continuing its mission to shape the lives of young men on the island. In this report, Sabrina Brown tells us that a group of schoolboys were recently singled out for their achievements.
Reach Out Ministries is doing its part to positively impact the young men of Grand Bahama. Over the years, the organization has touched the lives of countless young men through its mentoring program. President Dudley Said.
The real purpose of it is to show the young men if you do well, you will get awarded. So I'm here today just to let the young boys know if you continue to do well in school and be a model for other students in the school, you will be awarded.
The program not only helps young men with personal and social development, but academics as well. Said says this program is proof that all is not lost among the young male population on the island.
They are good young men. A lot of times what we always show is guys who committing crime, guys who behaving bad in school. But today I'm very proud to be giving some awards to some kids who are doing well. Denero Said, he had a 2 point, now he's an honor student. We have Keenan Longley, also is an honor student at the Jack Haywood High School, and also the head boy at Jack Haywood High School.
4 participants who showed outstanding progress were awarded with special gifts thanks to the help of community partners.
I feel very honored because a lot of children would like to achieve this award, and I am honored that I have one of them.
I'm excited, and it's a very encouraging thing because, you know, they usually say what's done in the dark will come to the light. So it's good to know that my hard work and in school and out of school, trying to help my friends sometimes, help them do better. So it's good to know that I get rewarded for things like that.
I'm very grateful that I could receive this award, get recognized for my achievements that I work hard for.
I'm honored. It's my first year I get an award because normally, I'm not saying I'll do bad, but this year I settled down, improved my grades.
Principal of Walter Parker Primary School, Jacqueline Pinder, is proud that one of her students is a top achiever in the program.
We are so pleased that our student, our head boy, could be recognized in a program so prominent and important as this. We are partners with Pastor Said, and we will continue to partner with him for the betterment of the community.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, the spirit of One Bahamas alive and well, as the One Bahamas Committee provided a golden moment for students from 4 local primary schools on Grand Bahama. During a ceremony held at the Foster B. Pastina Center, One Bahamas officials presented principals and students from Freeport Primary, Hugh Campbell Primary, Maurice Moore, and Walter Parker Primary School with brand new laptops. Co-chairperson for One Bahamas, Terrence Gape.
We're having a special presentation here to honor 4 of the schools that came up for the Majority Rule Day celebration. There were 15 schools that attended that event, but these 4 schools are the 4 schools that had the biggest attendance.
Now, Gabe says the competition epitomizes the message of One Bahamas unity.
The reason One Bahamas is going to acknowledge and provide these schools with a special presentation of a laptop computer is because we identify with Majority Rule Day, because of course One Bahamas is One Bahamas, one God, one unity process. And Majority Rule Day is a part of a celebration of our heritage.
Stay with us to check on sports when we return. Topping sports, the Grand Bahama High School senior boys basketball champions, the Sunland Stingers, worked hard to win the title. It started with the seniors and a super conclusion. Megan Shepard explains.
The Sunland Stingers winning the senior boys high school basketball title was not by chance. It all started last summer with hard work and the players believing in the program. The result, a 2-1 series win over the Falcons of Tabernacle Academy. Steered by Coach Jay Philippe and Marco Cooper, Coach Norris being congratulating the coaches. The seniors Daniel Wright, Andrew Roca, Ryan Clark, Melvin Dixon, and Durano Bethel led the charge.
My coaches, Miss Baston, my family, my seniors, everyone. I just thank the Lord that they were there for me, pushed me to full extent, and I was able to do it.
When you guys started off the start of the season, you had to mesh as a unit. Do you feel you guys are playing as a unit at this point?
Yeah, so we come together, we more united as one. We come together as a team, we do stuff together, we get stronger.
First, I want to give God the glory because without him, we wouldn't be up. And I just thank you for a family behind me that would support me all the way. They helped me win this championship. All the hard work we did, our coaches, they helped us very well to be ready for this moment.
It's awesome, best feeling in the world. I worked for it from since I was in grade 10 and finally got it. It feels great.
Feel great, feel deserving. After taking the loss inside, fight them up, work hard every day and get back to where we're supposed to be, back on top.
We did it, the first ever history, alongside with our senior coach, Jay Philippe, and our secondary coach, Marco Cooper. Ms. Bonnie Basin, who took all of us in with the hard work. We do it. It's all for them, all from God, our families, our friends. We had to bring it home.
The Sunland Stingers student body have much to cheer about for the entire year. The Derek Nesbitt Obie Wilshcombe Senior Boys basketball champs. Megan Shepard, ZNS Total Sports.
Way to go, Stingers. Well, the Hoyts Geneva Rutherford girls basketball tournament is underway at the St. George's Gym. Tabernacle Junior girls defeated Grand Bahama Academy 21-3. Freeport Baptist downed 8 Mile Walk 13-10. Now Kingsway Academy nipped Grand Bahama Academy 16-12. St. George's Seniors girls held off BMES 17-10. BMES regrouped to defeat 8 Mile Walk and the score 19-10. And this note tonight, the One Bahamas Unity March scheduled for tomorrow has been postponed. It will instead take place on Saturday at 6:30. And that's a check on sports.